Hi, welcome to Sunflower Garage. I'm going to do some more work on Rex over here. I've got, going to try to fix the fuel leak out of the top of the gas can. I mean that was stupid. Out of the fuel tank. Anyway, I got my parts order in, so I'm gonna see what we got. Here, let's aim this down because it's just oh so thrilling. I got the kick panel things to put carpet on to put it for the interior. Those go in the footwells. Got one of those. What else is in the chair? Got oil for, ooh, it's leaking. Got oil for the lever arm shocks. That's not great that it's leaking, but it's mostly in there. Got a fuel pump. Got the fuel pump rebuild kit. Since mine's leaking, I figured might as well, since it was done 20 years ago. There's that. This is webbing for the convertible top, because it just aged and tore all by itself for no apparent reason. Some random nuts and bolts that I ordered. A new fan belt. Fiber washers that I don't remember why I ordered. Well, I'm gonna have to try to remember that. Huh, I'll have to look in the parts manual. Okay, there we go. More washers, more washers. What is this? Oh. New air filters. And a cable, hood release cable, or bonnet if you're in the UK. And a new gasket. This is what I was looking for. That's the gasket for the top of the fuel tank. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. All right, well, I was going to jack the car up and slide the ramps under the wheels, but there's no room to, the jack has to go under too far under to jack it up from the rear, and the sides are blocked by the walls of the barn. So instead, I'm going to cover the electrical wires for the fuel tank level sender, and with some electrical tape to reduce the risk of, fiery death. So I'm going to drive the car forward a little bit in the barn and then back up onto the ramps so that I can get it up off the ground and slide myself under there. All right, well, job done. It's on the ramps. Now I can get under and try to drain the rest of the fuel out of the tank. All right, my plan, such as it is to take this fuel hose off there to drain the tank into a couple of fuel cans that I have. And then I'll replace it with a new piece of hose because it's been over 20, I don't know, somewhere between 20 and 25 years ago that I rebuilt this car. So I, have some general things that need doing now after this much time. Anyway, so then I'm going to change this hose, which disappears into a metal line that goes to the front. So that's what I'm going to do now. It's not the most graceful thing I've done, but there we go. Get that going. I need a couple of my screwdriver. Okay, here we go. probably a better way to do this than what I'm doing, but it is what it is. And let's see, do we have enough room for a pair of vice grips? Yes. So I'm going to squeeze it with a pair of vice grips to try to pinch off the flow until I'm ready for it. So I'll go grab some vice grips. All right, here we go. Let's get a bunch of rags. Just because. Got the vice grips, which should be helpful. Some fuel is going to come flying out from the fuel pump as well. Come on, baby. And you're almost there. There we go. Oh, I guess not as much is going to come out as I thought. So, let's see. That's not going to work. Okay, I'm going to go grab a funnel. Alright, funnel. Shit. Let's try that way. Let's try this way. Come on. Alright, let's see how this goes. Come on. There we go. Shit. Bit of a shit show. Ugh, I hate getting fuel on me. Alright, well, I think since we're working on a British car, we have to borrow a faff. Let's see if I can do this time without dumping everything everywhere. Like that. Support under there. There we go. And of course, you should always use plastic fuel approved containers. And when you're working under a vehicle, you either need it supported on its wheels or on jack stands. You should never trust a jack to hold the vehicle up. That's what killed my grandfather. He was moving jack stands and the jack broke and he got squashed. So always use jack stands or ramps. Nope. Ta-da, we have done it. All right, well next I need to take out this fuel tank. The next step I need to do is, I don't know if you can see, yeah, there you go. Is I have to take that upper clamp off and then take the fuel filler neck out of the top of the body, and then it should free this area, this tank up. All right, well I've got to get this out of here, so what are the odds that I can do this without breaking this pot metal casting? Come on. Let go. Let go. It just does not want to come out of there. All right, well, I'm going to try from this side. I'm still trying to get that fuel filler neck out, so I'm thinking maybe I'll loosen the tank, and then see if I can get it out from there. Don't let me forget that one had the ground. Okay, so the only thing holding the tank in here now is the fuel filler neck. I had wanted to leave the hose on the tank, but now I'm going to try loosening that clamp as well, because my idea seems to have failed. All right, I guess there's nothing for it. I'm going to cut through the hose. It's loose off the tank, but it's not loose off the filler neck, which I need to come off. All right, well, time for the pocket knife. And this is grossing me out because it's left over from the mouse that was living in here. Ugh, mice are disgusting. All right, I'm going to grab my pocket knife. All right, we're ready. Are we actually all the way through? Yes. All right, when all else fails, use brute force. Oof. That was a little more abrupt than I thought it would be. Okay, need to get a new one of those. Now, theoretically, this should just lift out. Yes, there we go, success. All right, let's try to get the rest of this hose off, which is just not cooperating with me. There we go. Yeah, that was never going to come off of there. So it's just a piece of hose like that. Oh man, it's a beautiful day to work on cars. This is the view from my barn. All right. Well, we got the tank out and it's on the bench. What I discovered, which is a major bummer, is that's the fuel sender. The float floats on the surface of the fuel and it reads the level. But what I discovered, I don't know if you can see it, but the float has a bunch of fuel in it, which is very bad because it doesn't give you the right reading. And it's a plastic float, so I don't see any way to fix it. I'm going to have to look online and see if I can order the float. As far as I could tell, looking at Moss Motors briefly while I was eating my lunch, the float has to be ordered as a complete unit because nothing can be easy anymore. You cannot just fix stuff anymore. They have to give you everything already pre-assembled, which is a bummer, but it is what it is. So I thought I was going to be able to put all this back together today, but because of this, I am not. So I'm going to move on to the fuel pump. And to keep everything from reeking of gasoline, I'm going to take these nitrile gloves, stuff them with a rag, shop rag, stick them in the hole. There. Hopefully that will at least keep some of the reek down. I think I will turn this around because the outlet pipe sticks out, so. Looks like I also need to order new, what do we call these things? They're just like foam insulators between the gas tank and the floor of the back of the car. And I'll put a little piece of masking tape over the outlet, just for fume reasons. Which probably won't do anything, but there you have it. To be continued. All right, I'm going to take the fuel pump off to try to fix the mess on top of the fuel pump, and I figured might as well rebuild it at the same time. So, take off the fuel line first, which it's entirely possible that it was just leaking from the fuel line. Okay, that's off. I'll need a new one of those little brass doohickeys, I forget what they're called. I think doohickey is probably the technical term. Let's get this fuel line off. I'm going to change the fuel hoses anyway, so might as well. I want to change the filters too, since they've been on here for 20 years. And I'm going to, come on, get up for it. There we go. I'm going to use this handy bendy socket that I have to get in there and get the 2 bolts out. Let's see how handy it actually is. Put these bolts down. Get the ratchet going the right direction would be nice. Come on, baby. Let's get up there. It's just a nut, for crying out loud. Ugh. There we go. Got that one off. And the other one is exactly where you would not want it to be. In the worst possible location. Of course, I shouldn't say that. It can always be worse. But it could always be better, too. There. It is out. And I even got the nut. Seems like every time I tip this thing over, it puts out more fuel, which is funny. Let me get the fuel pump kit. Well, thanks for watching. Rex is not on the road for a while until I get those fuel parts put back in and get the things I need, the parts I need for the gas tank. But that's enough for today, and thank you for watching.